Hello, welcome back, and thank you for watching. Today I want to take you on what I think is the best loop at the Lunch Loops trail system here in Grand Junction, Colorado. There are many loops that make up the Lunch Loops, and all are great in their own ways, but today I am going to make the argument for what I think is the best loop. Starting from the parking lot, you will start climbing up Tabeguache Trail. This is a mellow climb that is wide and can be busy as it leads from the trailhead to many different trails, so be mindful of other riders as well as hikers. When you make it to the first intersection, you will either go left, which will continue your journey on Tabeguache for a trip up the gut, which you may have seen me take in my new shoes video, or you can go right, which leads you up Pet-e-kes. That is what we are going to do today. Pet-e-kes is a 1.2 mile trail that is rated a black diamond on MTB Project. Do not let this rating intimidate you. There are only a handful of features on this trail that are challenging, and they can easily be walked. These features to me though are part of what make this trail part of the best loop, but we will get to those later. Once you make the right hand turn off of Tabeguache, the real climbing starts. It is gradual at first with some rocks on the trail to make sure you are awake. Once you reach the intersection of Eagle's Tail, the climbing does pick up. Though the terrain does undulate, the climbing can be steep and technical, but not out of the question for newer riders. Though I have ridden this trail, according to Strava, 32 times, there are sections that still challenge me every time. The first being this spot. It starts with a left-hand turn that goes right into a rock-littered climb. That leads you to a sharp, tight right-hander that shoots you into a narrow, man-made rock feature that you have to be ready for. It took me many tries to make it up this feature for the first time, and many more to be able to make it without having to worry about it. I would start my rides thinking about making this feature for a long time. I am finally at the point where I don't anymore, and I make it 98% of the time. From here, the climb can be tough. This is a perfect trail to learn technical climbing. There are spots that are not so steep but technical. There are areas that are steep and not technical at all, and everything in between. There are quite a few tight squeezes that will test you as well. A lot of times I have to stick a hand out and slowly make my way through, though lately I have been getting better at threading the needle. There is an intersection here that you can take and hit back up with Tabeguache Trail if you would like. Otherwise, you continue right, over or around the rocks and up Pet-e-kes. From here, the climbing does level out some with a few technical spots just to keep things interesting. Once you have settled into a groove, the trail throws you a steady, steep climb. This is not a technical climb by any means, but it is steep and can catch you off guard as you go down first and then start the climb up to a sweeping right-hander. Then you see the rest of the climb in front of you. This climb used to suck the energy out of me before I ever even got to it, with how much I dreaded it. Over time, of course, I don't think about it anymore. I know it's coming and I just put my head down and pedal. Plus, I know I am close to the end of the climbing, though don't be fooled, the most technical, challenging spot on Pet-e-kes is still ahead. Yes. Even after 32 official Strava times up this trail, this spot is still a challenge with a few different lines to try. How I am feeling when I reach this feature usually determines which line I will take. To the far left is probably the easiest line, to the far right is the medium line, and right in the middle is the hardest. They all end at these rocks you still have to navigate over or around, which can be tough in their own right, once you've powered up the spot behind you. After another needle thread and a bit more weaving around corners and rocks, you finish Pet-e-kes and meet up with High Noon. So take a left here and High Noon will take you over some rocks, up a quick climb, and meet up again with Tabeguache Trail. This intersection is one of the reasons I think this loop is the best one. So right now I'm at one of the main intersections at Tabeguache, where Pet-e-kes comes up and meets the Tabeguache Trail, which heads up that way. You got a couple steep climbs up to Flat Rock at another kind of major intersection point. At Flat Rock, you can go up Widowmaker, which is here, or that's also where the beginning of Holy Cross is as well. You can go up like Eagles, up into that area and take Eagle Tail down and meet back up with Pet-e-kes. There's lots of different directions you can go when you go up that way. If you choose to head up to the Flat Rock area, you can also meet up with two of the more technically challenging trails at the lunch loops. If you don't want to finish the best loop, like I will be doing, this intersection is a gateway to many other trails. For our loop today, from this intersection of High Noon and Tabeguache, we are going to head down and take High Noon. This section of High Noon is pretty short, but also pretty technical. This trail is rated a blue, but it can be a black, in my opinion, if you take the right lines and ride with speed. There is a fun drop, leading to some sharp turns and technical rock chutes. Quickly, you will meet up with Raven Ridge and have a short, fast flow section into a narrow head-scraping squeeze to a short ascent to what may be the most challenging section on this whole loop. Well, for me anyway. It starts with a very steep, short, punchy climb that leads you to a 90-degree left where it flattens out shortly into a right-hander that leaves you staring at a rock cluster with no idea what line to take. Just recently, in the last month or so, I have started turning right and just going straight up what is in front of me, and this has led to about a 60% success rate. Before that, I have been going right and trying to continue going right up an area that looks more like stairs. I made it one time. I have now made this section a handful of times with my new line. This is one of the reasons I would argue this is the best loop. Even though I have done it over 30 times, it still challenges me every single time. Once you have made it up that section, either riding or walking your bike, you have just reached what may be the most fun section of the entire loop. It is very short, but it is fast, flowy, and puts a smile on my face every time. I didn't hit my brain, sweet. You then come to yet another rocky technical spot with a fun drop. Right after the drop is another intersection. So when you get to this intersection on Ravens Ridge, you can actually go right to the Gunny Loop in Holy Cross area. This is going to be the bottom of Holy Cross. Over there you can get to Gunny Loops, and then kind of the backside, alley, and those different things. So even when you get to Ravens Ridge, there's still intersections to go and explore and take. On this day, I saw two other people right here, and they both went right. However, I will be going left. From here, you have seen these trails a few times in my videos, so as I ride them, I will explain the rest of the loop. Raven Ridge finishes with a very technical, fast, and fun descent to where it meets up with Curt's lane. From there, you are going to follow Curt's along the ridge, up another short, punchy climb to the next intersection. Notice the theme of intersections? You can go far left and take Curt's trail. It is mostly used for up, but it is fun down as well. Just be careful of the people coming up. You can go far right to leftovers. This will take you to the backside of the lunch loops if you would like, or you can take the middle route, Curt's down, which is my preferred way. This way has 3 fun drops, a fun little table type jump, and then it mellows. But before finishing up the loop, there is another intersection.
This will take you down to the parking lot. This way, take you up to that leftover area or back into Three Sisters. So even when you're almost done, you still have options.
To finish up the best loop, take a left here and head down Curt's lane. This loop can be completed in under a half hour, making it the perfect lunchtime loop. Get it? Lunch loops? The perfect lunchtime loop? I know, I just wanted to point it out. When you have a short time frame and need a quick loop, I argue this is the best choice. Even though I have ridden it dozens of times, there are sections that still challenge me, there are sections that still push me. This loop is the one I take to test my fitness. The climbing is hard if you really push yourself, and the descending takes all your concentration. But if you have more time and want to extend your ride outside of this loop, there are plenty of intersections to turn onto and explore more of the loops. If you would like for me to take you on some of those other loops that spur off of the best one, let me know in the comments. If you agree with my choice for best loop, let me know. If you completely disagree, let me know what you think is the best loop and why. I would like to ride that loop and see if I agree with you. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for joining me today on the best loop at the lunch loops. And until next time, have a good one.